Hello and welcome to Laurindalandia. Today I'm going to do a reading about what you don't notice about yourself that everyone does. You can choose your pile by following your intuition. It can be the pile that you're most visually attracted to, or you can even ask in your mind, what is the pile for me? I do personal readings, they are super affordable, and they are my first link in description. Hello, pile one. So it shows this card that says, let yourself be surprised. And it came in reverse. What people notice about you that you don't notice about yourself is that you are not easily tricked. You're not easily surprised. You have this inner knowing and a sense of intuition that it feels like you almost can predict the future and you almost can predict other people's next steps. So it's really hard to catch you off guard. It's really hard to surprise you because you are very knowing of what is happening. It's hard to keep secrets from you. It's hard to hide things from you. Like, you know way more than you realize. I don't think, imagine. I think you value intuition and I think you listen to your intuition. But the thing is, you don't know how right you are because people are also not validating how right you are. I think you have been right about a lot of people that did not want you to see their truth and they probably invalidated you, they made you feel crazy. But the thing is, you were right. I think what you don't realize that everyone does is that you have a big sense of intuition and you are very right. Even if you don't have logic behind it, even if you don't have like other people's information to prove that you're right, you know so much. You know other people, you read other people, you know their secrets. Like, your intuition is so right. And like, from the outside perspective, people are almost a bit intimidated and scared by you, especially the people that are trying to keep secrets. The people that are trying to keep things hidden and are trying to keep secrets from you. They might even like not talk to you as much, try to avoid like eye contact, try to avoid speaking with you because you read them like an open book. And these are the same people that they will gaslight you and they will make you feel crazy for saying the truth. That's the thing. I think you doubt your inner trust and you doubt your sense of intuition because you told the truth about many people that did not want you to tell the truth, and they have gaslighted you and make you feel like you are crazy and that you are talking like BS when in reality we're talking the truth. Big on people see you as someone that is super right, big sense of intuition, very socially and emotionally aware. Like, you are so right about everything. And I don't think you don't see this about yourself. Like, I think you know that you have a strong sense of intuition and that you can trust your inner guidance intuition to make decisions because I never failed you. But you don't realize that the first thoughts that you have about someone, the first thoughts that you have when you enter the room, the first thing that you think when you meet someone, you are right. You are so right. But you doubt yourself because you've been gaslighted, because you have spoken this truth. Maybe you like even grew up with parents that maybe were not the healthiest, or with a family members or a family member maybe was not the healthiest and they were doing shady things. They were probably not the most moral person, and they probably were a child that, right, as a child you don't have those social boundaries. You are learning the social boundaries and you probably spoke the truth, and this parent or family member probably gaslit you and make you feel crazy because you were telling the truth about themselves. Like, I think you were made to feel very crazy and very gaslit because you were actually speaking the truth. I think, yes, Bevan, trust your intuition. You are super right and everyone knows it and they are scared of that to a certain degree. There is some sort of like, oh my God, how do you know this? Like, it's impossible for you to know this. Like, what? Like, people are a bit scared of you in that sense. I think that's also something that you don't notice that everyone does, is that people are very intimidated by you and they are a bit scared, not because you are a mean person, but because you are a wise person. You are someone that is a truth teller, that is not afraid to speak the truth and sees the truth. And that's what people are scared of. People that are not the most moral or are petty or like, yeah, are not the most moral people, right? Those are the ones that are scared of you. People that have things to hide, yeah, they cannot be hidden from you. Them. What everyone notice, pile number one, and that they don't. Yeah, big on decision making. You make great decisions. You make great decisions. Like people notice how wise you are in making decisions because like people notice that you are cautious and you are patient. Like you are someone that, and maybe you don't notice this about yourself, but people notice how cautious you are in making decisions and how like you are willing to wait for a better opportunity than just to take anything. You're not afraid of maybe being alone. You're not afraid of waiting for a better opportunity. Like you are very wise in making decisions. I think the people that notice this are the people that try to trick you into making a poor decision or try to trap you in a situation that you don't want to be. And they have tried to do that, but they have failed. They thought they could do that, but they realized that they have failed because you are very wise. Because you have that big sense of intuition that is like almost screaming from the inside. And you might not believe yourself all times and you might not trust yourself all the time. But the thing is, you are very right. Also, what people see about you that you don't see about yourself is that you're very smart. You are smarter than you give yourself credit for. And again, I think you might not see yourself to the smart level that other people see you because of how much people have gaslighted you and how much people made you feel crazy for literally speaking the truth. I think there is a lot of inner doubt that you have that are projections of other people because these people did not want you to speak the truth. They wanted to silence you. What do people notice about my pile one that they don't? People also notice that you have a big possibility of making money. Like will be a good business owner or a good starter or inventor. Like you are very good at being abundant and you'll be very good as a CEO. Like you'll be very good in building a company and a business. And I think this is because of your mind. Yeah, people notice that, imagine, you are good with loss. Like you're not afraid of losing. Like you seem like a person that is very unfazed. It seems like other people look at you and they see you as someone very unfazed. That like even if life is hard, even if life tries to bring you down, you seem very chill with it. You seem very unfazed, stoic. You seem very stoic. Yeah, I don't think you realize how stoic you actually are, or how stoic you actually look. Also, what you don't like quite see is that everyone does is that even when you are losing, you are winning. Even when you lose a job, lose an opportunity, lose a friendship, lose a relationship, you are winning. In reality, you are letting go of something that is not good for you. And people see you as a person that is always winning. And I think because you live in your life, right? And you have to go through maybe obstacles or delays or things that you didn't want to happen. And maybe you had to let go of people, places, or things that was hard for you. You might feel deep down that, why is life like, I'm always losing. Why is life so difficult? Why do I always have to swim upstream, right? And from the outside, people are like, it always work for you. You always end up in a better place. Like from the outside, people always see you winning, even though that you from the inside feel like you lose a lot. But you losing, it's a win. What are people realizing? Sorry. What do people notice about my pile number one that they don't notice about themselves? What people notice is that, imagine you have overcome a lot of generational trauma. You are broken a lot of generational trauma. Like the way you view the world is free from a lot of trauma and like collective trauma that people go through. Like this is giving trauma with figures of authority, trauma with control, like the having this sense of control. Like people notice that you are a person that is way more free than other people due to your mindset, due to your mentality. You might even be someone that, for example, is not is not that you're not afraid of authority. Like you try to not give authority and toxic authority the power that they're looking for. You might even be defiant of toxic authorities, right? Of authoritarians. You might even be someone that doesn't allow them to get under your skin and doesn't allow them to get to you, and that in of itself shows a lot of power. And like people look at you as someone, and they're even jealous of this. They look at you as someone way more free than them, because the way that you view the world is in a different way, because you have healed from a lot of trauma regarding control and power dynamics and power struggles and figures of authority. For example, it's like you are in a job, you have a toxic boss. This toxic boss can control by fear everyone, and you're like, I'm not gonna be controlled by fear. You're crazy. I'm not let you like instill fear in me. I'm not gonna let you control me by fear. I'm not controlled by fear. And like while everyone falls into place due to fear of this toxic boss, you stand your ground and you rebel and you're like, no, this is not correct. I don't care how like how fear, like how much fear you instill in me, like you're not gonna make my life miserable just to have this sense of control. Like hell no, you're not. Maybe you, I think you deep down are afraid to stand up to authority, but you still do it because I think you have been put in a lot of positions that you had to do it. And at this point, you are kind of comfortable with being uncomfortable in that sense. In this area, I think you became very comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think it goes back to being okay with losing. You're like, yeah, it sucks that I have to leave this job. It sucks that I have to leave this place, but this is the healthiest option for me because I'm not going to sit in a place where I'm being instilled fear that is going to damage like my mental health. That is not good for me. That is not healthy for me. And you make that decision. That's it. You make in your mind, in your perspective, you make that decision because you feel like you have no options. And that's why you feel like you have all these obstacles and difficulties. From the outside, you look brave, you seem like you're always winning, and you look like a more free person. Basically, this is a matter of perspective. What you don't realize about, like, what people see about you that you don't see about yourself is that you see yourself as making hard choices, like between a rock and a hard place. Like, I didn't want to make this, but life is hard sometimes, and you have to make these hard choices. And people from the outside look at you like, why, wow, like this person is way more free. They're always making the right decision. Like they're always winning. Like in your perspective, you see yourself as always losing, and from the outside perspective, you are always winning. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with this message. If you like this reading, give it a like, and if you like these videos, subscribe. I do a personal readings. They are super affordable. And then my first link in description. Bye, pile one. Hello, pile two. So you chose this card that says, um, transform your love for feeling for someone, and it came in reverse. What people see about you that you don't see about yourself is that you are not hyper focused on romantic relationships. You are not focused, or you don't seem to be focused on maybe getting a partner, getting married, having kids. You are more self focused. Like you're focused on yourself, on your dreams, on your inner fulfillment, on your self love, on what you want to achieve. And you are not looking, or you don't seem like you are looking for a romantic relationship. This is giving decentering man out of your life. Basically, is idea that, right, in society, I think in a lot of cultures, there is a lot of value in pursuing a relationship. Like we are instilled and we are taught that that's the ultimate happiness, right? The ultimate happiness of life is to find someone, get married, have kids, da, da. And for a lot of people can be, and for a lot of people is valid. But I think the way this is taught to everyone, like a standard, like you should find someone. Usually, this is not even like getting into consideration like LGBTQ plus relationship usually is like a straight relationship. You should get into a straight relationship, get kids, get married, right? And I think you are the type of person that I think deep down, imagine, I think you do want a romantic relationship, you want an equal partner, but I don't think you are desperate for it. And I think a lot of people around you, it's not that they are desperate, but they feel like they have this pressure of, I'm only going to be happy when I find the love of my life. I'm only going to be happy when I find this person and I can start building a family with them. And they like feel this pressure to maybe be in a lot of relationships, like not spending too much time single. For example, you might have been single for quite a while, and most of people around you, usually they are like they're in a relationship, then they break up, a few months later they are in another relationship. Like they're very focused on romantic relationships, and you seem to be someone that's the way that people notice you. You don't show that much interest in having a romantic relationship. It's like maybe you don't even talk about it that much. Maybe what you talk about is your inner fulfillment or your dreams and your visions, like what lights you up doesn't seem to be a romantic relationship. And again, I think deep down you do want it, but you are like, this is just a part of what I want my life. There is also other moving parts that I want to achieve, not just a romantic relationship. There are other things I want to achieve, like a career, a dream, a vision, right? Like my inner fulfillment, my inner growth. And also, I think to a certain degree, you like your own company and you're not desperate for someone. It's better to be alone than in bad company, right? But I think the way the dissonance here, the way that people see you is as someone that doesn't care. I think deep down you do care about that, but like on the outside, people see you as someone that doesn't care about romantic relationships at all. Like you, like people, the way that they see you is like you seem so uninterested in that, and I don't think it's quite that. I think there is some sort of interest from your part, but because I think society is so taught, we are so taught to like obsess over this and always want it and always look for it, right? Because maybe you have less of an obsession about it. Basically, you have less of an interest about it. People think, they look at you and think that you don't care for that at all. And I think it's very interesting because I think people see you as a very unique, freeing person. You're almost kind of a rebel in these people's eyes because the way that you look at life is in a different way. Big if you are a woman presenting person, uh, like you see life in a way that was not taught to you. Like you see life on your own terms. That's it. You see life on your own terms, and people from the outside really admire this. And I don't think you know how much people actually admire this. There is a sense of being rebel, like in you, like you don't follow the status quo, you don't do everything as everyone does. Like I think you like to do your things the one way because they work for you and because it makes you happy and you are living life for you, period. But just that of living life for yourself, in a lot of people's eyes, is almost this courageous rebel act. I think you inspire a lot of people, and I think you don't quite see this. I think people are very inspired by you, and also I think you have a lot of influence in anyone that talks to you. Like I think people talk to you like 5 minutes and they see this like the world for like a different perspective, and like the conversations you have with people, they will remember this conversation for years. Like you'll pop up in their mind like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, like it's gonna pop up in their mind, the words that you said. And like I also think what you don't realize is the lasting impact of your words, because I think you are a very wise, mature person here. And when you speak with people, I think people might have a difficulty understand you, what you are saying at first. But the more years go by in their life, the older they get, the wiser they get, the more mature they get, they start to understand what you said. You might have a lot of things here that people like after years, they're like, hey, look, you were right. Like, and now I understand what you said. And when you said it, people might look at you like, what? What are you saying? It takes years to understand the wisdom that you are speaking. This is very powerful. It takes years to understand the wisdom that you are speaking, right? And I think what you don't realize is how much you affect people, like in the positive way, like how powerful your words are and how much you change people's lives. People can't forget you because you speak a wisdom that makes them think for years to come, And the older they get, the more they understand you. And that's something beautiful. I think you are so unforgettable. Oh my God, like I connect with this and it's so powerful. Like I think you are so unforgettable because people speak with you. And even after you long gone, even if after you don't speak with this person, like the words that you said to them, stay with them. And it's like this golden wisdom that the older they get, the more they understand. And the older they get, the more understand you. And it's so wise. You are like an old philosopher. He's giving Greek philosophy. Like you are this deep thinker and this deep philosopher in people's eyes. And I think that's what you don't see about yourself. Because I think you're just living your life for you and you're just like, like speaking your truth. I think you don't see the magnitude of your power, and other people see the magnitude of your power, and other people actually like your power, like in their eye, it just becomes bigger as they grow older themselves, because they like the more they grow older, the more they understand you and the more they're like, wait, this person was saying this at like 25, this person was saying this at 26, and me only in my 40s or 50s is that I fully understand what they were saying and they were right. Also, I'm hearing I should have listened to you. Like almost people, there is a lot of regrets that people have around you, because I don't think people like, I think people take you very seriously after many years of meeting you and after you are long gone. And they almost like, there is a lot of regrets because for them to really value, they need to have a lot of life experience, a lot of maturity to understand where you're coming from. Oh my God, this feeling of regret is really intense. And I think people really regret you, how they treated you when they had you. And there's almost this sense of like, I wasn't mature enough. I didn't know. Like, I wish I met you when I was older. I wish I met you now and I'll know how to treat you because I didn't have the tools. Like, people have so much regret for when they met you, they were not mature enough. That's why I think you are young here, probably in your 20s, 30s, because the people around you, they feel that they are too, after a long time, right? After a long time has passed by and you are not longer in the life, people feel that they were too immature and they did not have the wisdom and the life experience to value who you were at the time and what you were saying. Big on what you were saying. You were speaking wisdom to them. You're speaking like deep knowledge that they were too immature to understand. What does everyone see about my pile number two that they don't see for themselves? People see you as someone that is very realistic. They also see you as someone that is not afraid to fail. They're not afraid to make mistakes. Like you are this is a very mature, like deep perception of you. Like I think you're a very mature person. Yeah, I don't think you quite realize how actually wise and mature of an old soul you are. People see you as someone that is willing to make mistakes, is willing to put themselves out there. And like you have this perspective of life that is very grounded, is very mature. Like it's like you look like someone that has lived 1,000 lives, like it's not that you look like it, you sound like it, you act like it, right? Because I think you actually look very youthful. But the way they interact with the world and the words that you speak is like of someone that has 1,000 lives of experience. Like probably you are someone that has been through a lot in your life. Probably you had a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. Maybe you did not have the easiest life. Maybe you did not have the most privileged life. And you really had to learn some hard lessons young. You really had to learn some hard lessons of life very young. And this sucks and that's horrible. And I'm sorry, pile two. But in the other end, it gave you, like other people perceive your difficulty in life like a heads up. Like you are ahead because of that. You might feel like you, in your perspective, might feel like, I'm trying to do what I can with the least I am. Like you in your perspective, you're like, like gave me so many challenges. I had no resources. Like life was so hard to me. I'm feeling like I'm pulling something out of nothing. Like you feel like you're always fighting, and that you are behind because of that. Like you in your life, you feel like behind in people around you. People look at you and they see you ahead because you have the life knowledge, wisdom, and experience of like years. And I think like people are almost jealous of this. Like I'm seeing people kind of thinking this, which is kind of crazy, that they almost are wishing that they had the difficulties that you had to be able to be you. People want to be you. I don't think you quite realize this, but too. People really want to be you. Like people are kind of jealous of you. Like people want to be you so bad. And they even like, I think you also don't notice this, but people might mimic you, try to imitate your style, the way that you speak, what you speak about, your words, like your mannerisms, your quirks. I think you don't understand how much people try to imitate you when you start being around them. I imagine, okay, you might have some certain words that you start saying and people start picking up on those words, and maybe you notice that, but you don't see the extent of how much people try to be you because you are such like an admiration, you're such an inspiration. So for so many people that see you and find you, like you might even older people in the sense that I'm not talking about in a romantic sense at all. Like I'm actually talking to hang out. You might just want like to befriend 50s, 6 year olds because you feel that you can have interesting conversations with them because they have the life experience where you can feel seen. I think you have a difficulty feeling seen because people don't have the wisdom yet and life experience to really understand what you are saying. What do people notice about my pal number two that they don't notice about themselves? Yeah, I don't imagine. I think because you are so focused on yourself and you're not focused in a romantic relationship and you're not focused you're not focused on others. I think you are focused on yourself and your career, your dreams, your goals, your love, like your self love. I don't think you quite realize that you are really good at connecting with people. Like people feel very connected to you. Like people feel so in love with you. Like it's this admiration, like that some people, right? Some people take this admiration and they cannot handle it, so they are jealous or they try to imitate you, they try to replicate you. But other people that can take, that have the confidence to let themselves be admired by you, they are like so connected with you and they love you so much and so deeply, and you are everything in these people's eyes. I think you don't, what you don't understand is actually how much people love you. I'm seeing like this person reaching out with their hands to this person, and that's what I'm getting is that you are there and people are like people trying to reach out, people are trying to show their love, like, but there is this almost like maybe because you're not focused on that, because you have other focus, like you don't even realize how much people are actually pursuing you and how much people are actually love you and after you. I don't think you really realize that because you are focused, like your focus is in yourself, right? You're not focused on anything else but yourself, as you should. Yeah, what people see that you don't see about yourself is that you have a lot of love. I'm hearing a lot of people competing with you. You have a lot of people after you. You have a lot of people that love you. But because you are really focused on yourself, you don't really even notice. Let me know that in the comments if you resonate with this message. If you like this reading, give it a like. And if you like this video, subscribe. I do have personal readings. They are super affordable. And they're my first link in the description. Bye, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. So you chose this card that says, don't make your life a labyrinth. I think what people realize about you that you don't see about yourself is that you're very good at solutions, like you're a very solution driven person, and you're very good at making solutions from a difficult situation. You might be the friend that people come to with a problem. They're like, I'm having this issue, I'm having this difficulty, can you help me? And you give such a great solution. I think people see you as someone that thinks a lot, and this can be good and bad for yourself, right? I think this overthinker energy can be bad for you because it can lead you to anxiety or depression. But in the other side, you are someone that is very brain focused. You are someone that is very mind focused, and you think a lot, and this can be helpful in a lot of ways. You can think yourself out of a problem because I think you think to the point of thinking of all possibilities of a situation. I think you think to the point of seeing all alternatives and possibilities on all the ways, right? And because of that, you can make a creative choice and create a decision that may other people might have not come to that creative choice or decision because you think a lot. And this is good and bad for yourself. And I think people see the good aspect of this, that your overthinking actually helps you a lot, and it allows you to create a lot of solutions and allows you to create a lot of creative resolutions for issues and allows you to get unstuck. But I think in your perspective, you think your overthinking is bad. And again, both are valid, right? I think nothing in this life is only good or bad. Like everything has these advantages and disadvantages. And I think because you live in your body, you understand that your overthinking can be bad sometimes because it can really drag you down. You really think of all the horrible scenarios that can happen. Like it can really put you in this depressive mode. And I think probably you try to have a healthy relationship with this, where maybe you are into mindfulness, meditation, yoga, being outside, being on the grass, maybe gardening, like being in contact with nature. Maybe you have applied a lot of mindful techniques to help with this overthinking. But I think what you don't see is that other people see your overthinking as a good thing because you are someone that has a lot of ideas and has a lot of can see a lot of almost life paths. Like you can see a lot of ways, you can envision a lot of results. Like maybe you're someone that, for example, when somebody comes to you and they say, okay, I have an issue with this, can you help me? And you give them solutions like, if you do this, the most likely outcome will be that. If you do this, the most likely outcome will be that. Like choose, you feel me? You have choices. Like if you go this way, this probably will happen. If you go that way, this probably will happen. What you think is the best for you? Like you can see into the future almost, like you can see all the cause and events. And I think people see this as actually a very good thing that not only helps them, but I think if you use that in your life, it helps you. But maybe when you speak about this overthinking, you speak from your own perspective that sometimes is not so great. Sometimes you feel stuck by it. Sometimes you wish you then didn't think as much. Like sometimes, yeah, you wished you were more in the present, that you didn't think that as much, but people look at you like, wait, not like that's actually a superpower. And I don't think you consider that a superpower. It's like I'm here, like I'm seeing this word zilzão, that it is like disappointment. For example, you are predicting disappointment and you feel like that sucks because you're predicting quote unquote the worst in a scenario. People from the outside are like, no, you're right, you're protecting yourself. You're actually right about your overthinking. I think, yeah, you also don't realize that your overthinking is actually very accurate. You might think that you are thinking the worst case scenario or that you are overthinking and you're being crazy and da, da, da. But people on the outside know that makes perfect sense. I get what you are saying, like, and I think you're actually right about it. Trust more your intuition. And yeah, I think what people see about you that you don't see about yourself is that your intuition is very right. And I think you've been gaslit and being made feel crazy for intuition. And I think you doubt your inner knowing, when in reality you're very right. Trust more what you feel. What do people see about my file free that they don't see about themselves? People actually see you as a way more free person that you see yourself. I think people see you as someone that is not impulsive, but like people can't predict your next move. People you surprise people in a lot of ways because they cannot predict your next move, and in your mind you're not expecting for people to be surprised because in your mind you have thought about this move for like so long. You have thought about all the possibilities, you have thought about everything, and you made a choice according to all the information that you had available. That's the thing. People cannot predict your next move because you envision more scenarios than them, because you are envisioning more ways to do things and more scenarios. You make a choice according to more alternatives. And from the other people from the outside, they think you are being kind of impulsive, and they don't they cannot see like your next move because they don't have access to all the scenarios that you have access to, because they can't do that overthinking. They are not that type of person, simply, you feel me? They will make probably the most quote unquote obvious choice. It's usually the obvious choice, right? Is what everyone does, is what everyone around them is doing, is a status quo, is a normal. And you make unique choices that people think is being impulsive, but actually no, is like you thinking a lot about stuff and making a decision out of a lot of overthinking, a lot of seeing a lot of options, and envisioning a lot of scenarios to be like, okay, this is my best choice. Again, the way that you approach life is in a very creative way that I think people at the beginning, they think you are impulsive. People at the beginning, they think that you're making the wrong choice. But the longer they know you and the longer the time passes, they actually realize, wait, they're actually making the right choice. But even when they realize that you're making the right choice, I think it's luck. Like, people cannot understand that in your mind you have access to a lot of pathways. You have access to a lot of different, like, alternative realities almost. Like, in your mind, you are seeing 10, 20 years ahead, you feel me? You are seeing your life through, like, so many options. And because people don't do that, they think maybe your decisions are kind of impulsive or quote unquote crazy. Or, like, I wouldn't do that. But the thing is, you are living life according to you. Other people are living life according to others. Like, other people are living life because everyone is doing the same. This is like, for example, you wanted to live life different. Maybe you wanted, I don't know, to build a garden, to live a more sustainable life, to live maybe have a small business where you make, like, like, your life is this way and you chose this life, and you are thinking of creating this life because you've seen all the options. You have seen yourself in a company for years and years, understanding that you're going to be miserable. You have seen yourself living a modern lifestyle in your apartment and understanding that it's not for you, that's going to be miserable. Like, you are seeing into the future and thinking, like, into the future in the sense, what happens if I follow this lifestyle? Will I be happy? Will that fulfill me? Is that the life that I want to live? And I think you make choices that other people think, why are you making that choice? Why are you not going into the corporate ladder and wanting to buy this apartment and wanting to do, like, the modern thing that everyone does? And you're like, because I know myself and I know I'm going to regret that decision in 10, 20 years. Like, I know this is not the life that I want to live. I'm going to live a life that works for me. And people don't understand that. But I think these people will understand that when they're 50 or 60, looking back in their life and thinking, why did I spend 40 years trying to go up this corporate ladder just to make me miserable? Like, why did I spend so much time worrying about this lifestyle of, like, crazy luxury and all these brand things and all these Louis Vuitton, Gucci, whatever, when, like, that really didn't make me happy? I think people only understand you when they have way more life experience. And almost people understand you almost when they have regretted the choices that they made. And you are choosing something that is fulfilling to you, authentic to you. What people see about my pile number 3 that they don't see about themselves? I think something that you don't see about yourself that everyone sees is that you're actually very good. at putting boundaries and saying no. You might think of yourself as a people pleaser, very interesting. You might think of yourself as someone that has a hard difficulties setting boundaries and saying no, but actually people really think that you're very good at that. And that's something to be admired. I think people see you as a very self-protected person and a very protected person. And I don't think you see yourself as that. Again, I think probably you were a people pleaser in the past. Well, you were a people pleaser in the past, and that has caused you a lot of pain. The fawn trauma response, right? You found a lot of people due to trauma, due to not having other possibilities, right? Normal. And I think you've been trying to let that go. And I think what you don't see about yourself is how much progress you have made in that, because people actually see you as someone that knows what they want and is saying no to the things that they don't want, say yes to the things they want. And you might see yourself with a bit of that pressure to please other people, right? You might in your mind see yourself as someone that still has difficulty saying no, but other people actually view you as someone that is great at setting boundaries and saying no. What do people see on my pile number 3 that they don't see about themselves? Yeah, like people see you as someone that almost rebukes traditional values. That's what I'm getting. Like they see you as someone that, and again, tradition is in context to your environment. Tradition is different in all cultures, countries, and places, right? Tradition varies according to the place that you were born, the place that you are, right? And they see you as someone that rebukes, like, quote unquote, traditional values. That, like, again, I don't think you see yourself that way. I don't think you even think that you are rebuking traditional values. I think you're just like making the decisions that work for you and that make you happy at the end of the day, because you're living life for yourself and nobody else. But people see this living life for yourself, basically choosing you, choosing the things that make you happy, as almost rebuking traditional values and almost like being rebels, quote unquote, in a way, like doing things differently, be like choosing a different life. It goes back to the example of cultural ladder, like I cultural ladder, and corporate ladder, like because you're maybe choosing a slower life, or you are wanting to have like a small herb business or a small flower business, and maybe you are choosing a more simple, slow gardening type vibe, sustainable living. That's in their eyes is you rebuking traditional values in their eyes, because maybe their tradition is to go up the corporate ladder, to like, yeah, live that lifestyle, that live that quote unquote very modern, fast lifestyle. And maybe you have realized that that is not your vibe, and you have realized that doesn't that what quite work for you. And in your eyes, you're just choosing what is best for you. Like you're not thinking about being a rebel or rebuking traditional values, all of that. But people see you as someone that rebukes traditional values, and it's kind of admirable. Like they're kind of like, wow. Like they find you very interesting. People find you very interesting because they've never met someone like you. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with this message. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you like this content, subscribe. I do have personal readings. They are super affordable. And they have my first link in description. Bye, pal free.